I'm Matthew Slotover. I'm the founder of Frieze magazine and Frieze Art Fairs. Well, we've been publishing the magazine for 12 years, and around the year 2000, we thought London really deserved to have an international contemporary art fair. There wasn't one in London, and for good reason in the 90s, because the London art world was very small then. But in 2000, Tate Modern opened, some commercial galleries like Gagosian and House Revert opened in London, and we thought, wow, it's beginning to boom as a contemporary art centre. Being a magazine, we hadn't been involved in the art market before, but we knew all of the galleries through the magazine, and we began to think maybe we could do a fair. And so we launched the fair in London in 2003. So after the financial crisis in 2008, everyone was worried about art, what was going to happen. But actually for us, 2009 went better, and 2010 went better. So we thought, okay, this is quite resilient, what we have. At the same time, many galleries were saying to us, we'd love to do an art fair in New York, but we don't have a place that we want to do it. And other galleries were saying, we'd like a historical fair in London, but Frieze is just contemporary. So we started researching both of these projects, and they both came to fruition at the same time. So they both launched in 2012, one in May and one in October, which was a busy year for us, but they both worked. I mean, we have the figures of the VIPs who attend, and as many people attend subsequent days as they do in London. I think clearly in any fair, most of the sales are done on the first day. You know, people want to get the first choice, and you talk to any galleries about any art fair, the majority is the first day. But New York's also a special place where you don't get much holiday if you have a job. So we get a lot of visitors on the weekend who are maybe working in finance or are super busy on the opening day, who want to be there on the weekend. And our statistics show, and like surveys show, that people are getting used to the venue. Clearly it needs some organization to get there, but we have very good buses. The boat is great. We added a new boat from 91st Street last year, which a lot of people are taking. People really enjoy the day out. And they spend more time there when they get there because they can't pop in and out very quickly. And from the Upper East Side, it's as easy to get to as Chelsea is, you know. So I like the venue. I think it's a good location. I think people like to complain about things. They'll always find something to complain about. It's a good question. I mean, if you look over the last 50 years, what's happened in the art world is that there's more galleries, there's more collectors, there's more artists, there's more museums, and there's more art. It follows the general growth that there's been in the art world and the art economy. And it's only natural that would do so. Fairs are good places to meet people, to make sales, to do exhibitions, etc. I think that you've seen fairs grow a lot the last 40 years, I suppose, since the fair Cologne was probably the first contemporary art fair in 1967, I think. But I think over the last 5-10 years, you've seen a kind of leveling off. Every city really now has an art fair. Some have 2 or 3. So, you know, there's limited opportunity, I think, for further growth. I think clearly, you know, the interfaces and the speed of online communication is getting better and improving all the time. Having said that, art is something that you cannot digitize. It's not like music or books or film where you can just turn it into digits and it disappears. You know, art's a physical thing. It's always going to need physical spaces. So the communication of the physical art, I think, will continue to grow online, but I don't think that online experience will replace either online art making or online galleries. It would just be a way of adding another dimension to what people do. I'd say it really starts with the galleries. I mean, for us, it's all about quality. We want to have the absolute best galleries. If we felt the quality wasn't there, we wouldn't be doing it, actually. We wouldn't feel able to do it. We wouldn't want to put our name to it. So I think you need to have a concept and a location and a structure that enables really, really interesting works to happen. It could be younger works, it could be more historical works, it could be middle level. There's a lot of mixtures, but go for the absolute best. So like all fairs, or most fairs, we have a selection committee. It's made up of galleries in the fairs. committee changes every year, so we rotate 1 or 2 galleries each year for each fair. So each of our 3 fairs has 8 different people for the fair, so it's 24 people overall choosing the galleries. We don't vote on the committee, we organise it, and we have about 3 times the number of applicants for each fair to those who are accepted. So we spend 3 days going through every single application in detail, and the committee every year selects what they think will be the best mix of the galleries. It's not a perfect method, but we think it's the best method for selection. We try and get a range of galleries. We try and get older, younger, a good range of nationalities, people who are respected from their community, people who are not on other fair committees, some people who haven't done our fair committees before. So there's a lot of parameters. We try and get a good mix, basically. We always encourage applications. For younger galleries, we have the younger sections, frame and focus, and often those are for solo projects. And I would often advise, if it's a new gallery with new artists, solo project is often a good way to introduce the artist and the galleries to a new public. If it's more established gallery and established artists, we look at their presentations at other art fairs, we look at the shows they're doing during the year, we look at the artists they represent. Most important thing is the artists, and do they have a lot of following, a lot of museum following, collector following, but also do they present them in a good way, not cramming too many works in the booth, but maybe having fewer, more significant works. Treat it like an exhibition if you can, and in that way people will respect the job they're doing at the fair and they'll have a better chance of being accepted. I mean, at the moment we feel we have a good range of fairs. It's in 2 cities that are probably the most visited cities in the world for art, and a lot of people like to visit those cities from Asia, as well as from Latin America, as well as from Eastern Europe, as well as the Middle East. So they're good hubs, actually. We feel we're very international. We want to be very international. It's not about London and New York, it's about the international world coming to those cities. And if a great opportunity comes up in another place, we will certainly look at it. But at the moment, we're not actively pursuing starting new fairs in different places. So there's a couple of ways that we're dealing with it. We've surveyed all the galleries, and we've had some focus groups in London to talk to galleries about what do you want out of Brexit. It's going to be a negotiation with the European Union. There's going to be changes. Some might be good, some might be bad. There might be opportunities to get rid of some laws that were not positive for the art market. So we think it could be an opportunity for certain aspects. The culture ministers asked us to contribute and to let them know what we want out of it. Personally, we're not happy with it. We think it shows a kind of inward-looking view of the world. We believe in global communication, global trade. We like to look outwards and to be very positive about our neighbours. But realistically, it's probably going to happen. There might be pros, there might be cons. We need to make it work as well as possible. So far, the main thing that's happened is the pound has gone down. It's actually been very good for the galleries from abroad because it's made the fair 20% cheaper because we're priced in pounds. So we have more applications this year than last year for the London fairs. It's not that we're happy about Brexit, but it's complicated and there will be good things and bad things. Yeah, it's complicated. I mean, the art world has a really weird way of doing the opposite of what you expect. You know, if you look at the crash after 98, you know, who would have expected certainly the high end in art would come back so strongly, and people would in a way feel safer with their money in art than in commodities or currencies or stocks and shares or property. You know, it's very strange. It was not expected. I never predict what happens. The art world works in very mysterious ways.